Okay, I'll pull up some questions that I have here. Do you want to ask me questions first and then I'll ask you questions?
So which part?
Part one, maybe? Can you include do you study or do you work, and then accommodation? Tell me about the accommodation. How long have you lived there? Something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So my first question is, do you work or study?
I work, but it's very hard to be precise on that because I'm saying I'm still employed, but I'm not working per se.
So where is your accommodation?
My accommodation is in Ottawa. It's in the center town. That means it's in the downtown of Ottawa. And I live in an apartment. It's in a high-rise building. And I can see from my window the Peace Tower, which is one of the landmarks of Ottawa.
Okay. So let's talk some questions related to sleeping. So do you sometimes go to bed late?
Oh yes, definitely. I don't sleep at night. That's, to be honest. They call it night owl. I call it, I'm a, how do you call that? This nocturnal. I'm a nocturnal person, so I sleep all day, not all day, but half of the day. And yeah, I'm pretty much awake at night.
What do you do when you stay up late?
I do a lot of studying, and it's because I'm studying IELTS too. And I'm also trying to advance my IT skills. So I do some experiments on the internet, what to do, how to do, especially video editing.
Do you think it's unhealthy to stay up late?
They say that it's not healthy, but when I stay up late, I also pretty much sleep. I have enough hours sleep during daytime, so it's the same thing. To me, what's important is I can sleep in my desired hours. Like I sleep 7 to 8 hours, and I get that every day.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay, your turn. Your questions are about happiness. Okay? Are you a happy person?
Yes, I am a happy person. Even though I have a little bit stress related to my work, I can manage, and I'll do some activities to stay happy throughout my life.
That's good. What usually makes you happy?
Well, I think the interested things, the the things which I'm more interested are the ways which make me more happy. So for that, I do cycling as part of my leisure time activity. So from cycling, I get happiness, and so while riding through our rural areas, I can able to touch with the environment, and I feel more happy.
Okay. Does the weather affect how you feel?
Yes, sometimes it affects my happiness. For example, if I'm going outside in my motorbike and suddenly the rain, um, suddenly it's raining in the outside, then it will make me some sadness. So in that way, sometimes the weather can impact our happiness not only for me but also for others or as.
Okay, that's good. I just want to give you a quick feedback from the previous question, because anyways it looks like it's only me and you right now, so we have plenty of time. I can give feedback, you can give feedback to me too. When I asked you what usually makes you happy, your last sentence you said makes me more happy.
Yeah.
What do you think is uh, the right way to say it? Makes me more happy.
Yeah, I'm getting so much happiness from that activity.
Yeah,
They say
but
like,
when you use the adjective happy and you want to use it in a comparative degree, you can say happier and happiest. Sorry.
oh,
You don't say more happy.
okay.
Okay. But I thought you knew that too. Happy, happier, happiest. But when you say beautiful, you don't say beautifuler, beautiful less. You say more beautiful. Normally, when it's more than two syllables, you use more and most beautiful and more beautiful. But if it's one syllable or two syllables, like happy, hap, it's one, and p, two, so you say happier and happiest. Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Yeah.
What makes you feel unhappy?
Well, there are some scenarios which makes me unhappy. Um, First of all, uh, not passing the exam. So, when we study well and we fail in I fail in an exam uh, due to the some out of syllabus questions. So that makes me unhappy.
Okay, now let's go to your cue card. We can do a lot of things here, Renjith, because there are only you and me.
Yeah.
Your cue card. I'll just grab my timer so I can set your time. Your cue card, it's not related to your questions in part 1. Your
Okay.
cue card is describe a live sports. Okay. Describe a live sports match that you have watched.
Okay.
And your bullet points, what it was, when did you watch it, what it was like, and finally, how did you feel about it? Do you need 1 minute? Are you
Yeah, I
there?
think I can start.
You can start. Okay, your two minutes starts now. Go.
Yep. So in 2018, I still remember I had watched one cricket match with India versus New Zealand uh, in our hometown, which is in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala state in India. So as I said, it was 2 years before, and I still remember that match because it has a lot of thrilling moments there to still remember it on. So unfortunately, on that day, the weather was not favorable to us. So when we were entered into the stadium, the rain the, uh, the rain uh, the rain has already started before the match itself. So we are all wet when we came to that stadium. So uh, so we waited so long there in the stadium. However, the rain was not stopped. At last, the match referees have decided to reduce the length of the match. So as a result, uh, they have said like they have given 8 overs for each team, and the play has been started. Uh, and it's a
Okay.
fantastic performance we had.
Okay. Time is up. Okay, good job, Renjith. Just a few comments about your speaking. There were, obviously, you were talking about an event in the past because it was a live sports match that you have watched, right? And then you talked about that sports that you watched in the past. But there were times, a few times, that you switch back and forth to present, no, from past tense to present tense. And I know this is normal. I do that also all the time because we are not native English speakers, right? There was one time you said the rain was not stopped. When you structure your sentence when it comes to verbs, was not stopped, that's not correct. Because when you use was, your verb should be a gerund, like ending in ing. So was not stopping. But even then, if you use that, it sounds awkward. You can, instead of saying was not stop or was not stopping, you can say the rain continued at that point or at that time, or the rain had not stopped, something like that. Okay, congratulations. Now we have Benedict. Welcome, Benedict. And we have Humayan. He's still trying to log in. Benedict, are you ready to speak?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to speak, yeah.
Okay. The system is examiner and candidate, and then switch. Now you will be the examiner first to Humayan, and then Humayan will be your examiner after.
Okay.
Okay. Humayan, are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. So let me start.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Which part of the country do most people live in your country?
Can you repeat?
Which part of your country do most people live in?
Okay, which
Okay, so I live in mostly most populated countries in the South Asian countries. Here, majority of people are living in capital city because there are vast reason for living here for job opportunity, and also they have some other facilities like they can take the treatment and also education so easily.
Yeah. Tell me more about main industries there.
main industries. Tell me more about the main
About
industries.
main industries over there.
Like farming, fishing, cutting flowers, or
It is in capital city. There are less number of industrymen and other organizations. Mostly they are situated at corporate office, but near these places there are lots of industries. Actually, it's the outside of that places, and it's there are connected communication facilities with their zone.
Okay. How easy is it to travel around the country?
Again, sir, could you repeat again, please?
How easy is it to travel around your country? Do you get it? How easy is it to travel around your country?
how is it to travel around your country? How do you travel around your country? Maybe like that. I don't know.
Okay, so there huge improvement in communication in transport system in my country. So we have the option to travel by train, bus, as well as the airplane. So depend on the people class. There are some people who can choose their traveling into different location by their own vehicle, and also there's some bus traveling option, and also we have some option to visiting by metro rail.
Okay.
So I think that based on the 10 years time, that there are lots of improvement in traveling system.
Okay, that's good. Benedict,
Yeah, okay.
do you have your IELTS questions handy there on your desk, or because it's better if you just read them from your notes?
Yeah, I have yes.
Like a website, you got it from a website or something, apps?
Yeah, I got it from the past question, past IELTS exams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now you can give one more question to Humayan, and then Humayan will be your examiner after.
Okay.
Please.
So, has your country changed much since you were a child?
Okay, so there are great advancements in my country, and I think that it is the global trends for each and every country that there are technological development in around all of the location in the world. So whenever I was in child, there is less facilities in every sector. But gradually, I have been observing lots of advancement in in every aspect of human life. And right now I have been observing that we just moving our life we can and great invention of science. So yeah, it's really advanced era for human and human civilization.
Okay, that's good, guys. Now, Humayan, you'll be the examiner for Benedict.
Okay, so Benedict, what type of question you would like to answer? I have option for part 1 and part 2, part 3, and also part 2 as well.
I would like to answer part 1.
Part 1. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you like trees?
Pardon?
Okay, do you like trees or plant? Do you like trees or plant?
Okay. Yes, I prefer trees or trees in society, in the society, because they have some geographical impact in our health because of climatic condition. They help to eradicate they help to eradicate overwarming, overwarming and some climatic changes.
Okay, so what type of trees do people plant in your hometown?
In my hometown, a lot of people prefer planting sheltered trees because it helps during the sunny days to get the reflection of sunshade and it helps in industrial production and geographical arrangement as well.
Okay, so what are the benefits of planting more trees?
Yeah, planting more trees in the society will help to develop the country and prepare the environment. And so it has commercial purpose in finance. It helps to boost the economy of the country. Like when the matured ones are grown up, it can be cut down for financial purpose, and some of them can be used for housing equipment or housing purpose.
Okay, what scenery can you see from the window of your home?
From my window, I saw a lot of things like people passing by, and also waking up in the morning. I view sunshine, sun reflection through the window, and it helps me it inspires me so much to make my day so tremendous.
Okay, that's good, guys. Now we'll take Sajjad. It's Sajjad's turn, but I'll come back to you guys. I'll give you questions, each of you, for just random questions. Renjith, is it okay if you'll be an examiner for Sajjad?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sajjad?
Hello, Renjith. Yeah, hello, Renjith.
Yeah, which part do you prefer?
Yeah, let's start from part 1.
Part 1.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Where is your accommodation?
Okay,
I live in an apartment in the capital city of my country. It is a two-room apartment, small apartment, and there, as I was saying, there is two room and one living area, one balcony, and and a kitchen and two washroom in my home.
What's your main hobby?
Okay, my main hobby is photography, especially videography nowadays. I like to capture photos and videos from wherever I go. Sometimes I go for traveling or I see something interesting. I just want to capture this moment. So that is one of my favorite hobby nowadays.
Do you have a large family or a small family?
Well, back in the town, I have quite a large family. I have my brother and his wife and her children with us, and also my mother lives there. But now I am living alone in the capital city. So yeah, that's it.
Can you tell me something about them?
Yeah, well, my father is passed away 1 year ago, and my mother is a homemaker, and also I have one brother. I have two siblings, one brother and one sister. My brother is a dentist by profession, and he has his small family living in a suburb city called Kustia, and my sister she lives in a different country. She lives abroad.
How much time do you manage to spend with members of your family?
I just missed the first part. Could you please repeat?
How much time do you manage to spend with the members of your family?
Usually 2 or 3 times in a year, I get time to go to my hometown, and whenever I go my hometown, I usually spend 1 to 2 weeks there. And most of the times I stay at my home because I don't get much time to be there. So whenever I get time, I just want to stay in my home, giving time, spending time with my family members. Sometimes I take out to them to visit any area or go to a restaurant. In the other time, I just stay home and spending time with them.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
good, guys. Excellent. I'll give you random questions now. I'll start with Renjith, then Benedict, then Humayan, then Sajjad. Let me just grab this one here. This is hard. Part 3 questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Part 3 questions. It's about competition. That's about competition in school. Renjith, okay. Why do you think some school teachers use competition as class activities?
Well, in a school or in a class, we need to assess the students. Then only we will, as a teacher, they will be able to understand the strength and weakness of each students. I think the competitions actually will help the teachers to understand their students' strength and weakness. So when they analyze the weakness of the students, the teachers can actually do work on converting those weaknesses to the opportunities, so that the students can grow in their studies and related aspects. So we can see that the competition is implementing in their studies as well as their extracurricular activities.
Okay.
So I think it will help the students' skills.
Okay, thank you. Your next question. Sorry. Do you think it is a good thing to give prizes to children who do well in school? Why?
Yes, I think these appreciations will definitely help the students to motivate and to do those kinds of good things. Actually, the appreciations can be given as a gift or some appreciations in the middle of all the children. So all these things which actually motivates students to do the good things, and that will actually improve their skills.
Okay. Thank you very much, Renjith. Let's take Benedict now. Benedict, you can unmute. Okay, your question is still related to sports and competition.
Okay.
Would you say that children have become, sorry. Okay, I start again. Maybe you can go to a place, Benedict, where you don't have a background noise. Okay, again, would you say that children have become more or less competitive at school since you were that age? Why?
Repeat the question. I didn't get it clearly.
This is part 3 question, and they are normally, part 3 questions are normally long, so you have to really concentrate and focus on listening.
Okay.
Okay, would you say, the examiner, the real examiner would not slow down, would just speak like fast. Would you say that children have become more or less competitive at school since you were that age, and why?
Okay. Right. I would say that right now students are more competitive than the time I was in school, because now there is a lot of challenges in the school, and which compares competitors among the students trying to prove themselves and prove their ability in education, and they help much in accuracy in studies. And the reason why this competition have been there, because now social network have been in existence. More people focus in social media to have much information about what's happening in the society right now.
Okay.
Why then in the society during my school days, there's not much facilities like that to document all those information right now.
Okay, that's good. Now your next question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of intensive training to young athletes?
The advantages of intensive training, it helps to acquire more skills for use, and the advantages of it, a lack of intensive training can cause a lot of negative impact to the society, such as high crime rates, unemployment, and so forth.
Okay, thank you, Benedict. You did well there. Let's take Humayan, your turn. 2 questions for you, and then I'll go to Sajjad. Now your question, Humayan, do you think that it is possible to become too competitive in sports?
Yeah, I reckon that there are lots of opportunity to be more competitive in the recent years, because there are lots of concerns about how any sporter can improve their level, and also there are more initiative from different club, and also in different countries. They have trained up by the organizations. It could be a private organization, as well as also the government investment on the skill that they have required. So I think that this is the actual solid approach that anyone who have intention to develop their skills, there are lots of opportunities they can
Okay.
boost their development
Okay.
in the.
That's good, Humayan. Your next question. Some people think watching sport is a waste of time. Do you agree?
I don't believe that it's could be it's spoiling time in our busy life. Although there is some debate with some people, but I think that there is close relationship with mind that enhance our fresh mind and soul as well, who have intention to build up their career in sports sector. They can give the pros and cons for their development. At the same time, and I think that it's could be a good practice for avoiding the criminal activities. And I think we shouldn't be avoid because it's sport is the part of our life, and it should be practiced on daily basis by watching different kind of sports.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Excellent. Now let's take Sajjad. Sajjad, your questions they are about weather. Okay. Does the climate affect the types of houses people build in your country?
Nowadays it's not, but there was a time there was the homes which are made out of mud. So during the rainy season they had some difficulties because the shade was not very tough. There were some water leakages in their houses. But nowadays a lot of the people are replacing their houses because as the economical condition of our people of our country is growing better nowadays, and they are building some houses from concrete. So nowadays it's not a problem.
Okay. Why do you think people live in places where there is often bad weather?
I think it kind of depends on their mentality, because there is a lot of people who doesn't want to move or migrate. So the place where they're born, they want to live their life there. So that is the reason. And there is another reason, because the weather, the climate is dependable a lot on sea. So there is a lot of people who lives in the seaside area because you can fish there and earn a huge sum of money. So this is the another.
Okay. Sorry, Sajjad. Now I don't know if you want to continue. You can continue. Let's see if you can continue. Hi, YouTube. Okay. I'll try to find Sajjad here. I can't find him. Sajjad, where are you? From my messenger. Okay, there you go. Oh, okay. No problem. Now let's have to say bye. Bye, you two.